Hey, welcome to the Traveling Bohemian. Come inside, I want to show you my shop. So the Traveling Bohemian was actually started way back in 2006, and it was more of a mission than a shop at that point. I had been getting my master's in undergrad in international development, and that sent me around the world to work in very remote, low-income communities. When I started, my first project was in India, and I worked with a women's group of women freed from human trafficking, and they had a tailoring unit, and I needed to design clothing for the US markets. And so I sat there with the villagers in this really rural community, and these women were broken and hurt from so much abuse from childhood when their parents sold them into human trafficking. It was a really powerful project, and I ended up bringing them back and selling at fairs and little church shows to try to find ways to support this group. And that evolved into several years of traveling the world, working with multiple different organizations in some capacity or other. One of my favorites was when I spent some time for a couple of years in Thailand. I found this great community up in northern Thailand, and they live far deep into the jungle, and they don't have a lot of access to shopping and resources. And they found this great way of taking the butterfly wings the butterflies that have fallen on the jungle floor and are no longer alive anymore. And they'll dip their wings into resin to help preserve it. And you get these really amazing magical experiences where you can see through the veins of these butterfly wings. This provides a natural resource for our artisans to use without much cost to create income generation. And we're actually supporting a whole village with these butterfly wings, which is really awesome. So when I first started, Traveling Bohemian was actually part of my fair trade company. So I was trying to find a name of what fit the essence. And in the end, Traveling Bohemian was my original Instagram name for my personal account, as I was off traveling the world, Bohemian style. And I wanted to find something that fit it. And I felt like there was nothing better than Traveling Bohemian, because that's who I am. I am a Traveling Bohemian. And as hats became part of it, I felt like it fit really well. So I hand design all these hats here in the shop. As you can see, I use a wood burning tool to burn the designs into the hat. So each piece is a custom piece of art. What makes my hats a little unique than the average hats you can find in the store is I use wood burning, like a tool like this, to burn into the hats. There is different temperatures for each style hat. This is a hard brimmed wool hat. So this has to go all the way up to 150 degrees Celsius, which is extremely hot. A hat like this actually takes a really long time. I'm probably about 2 hours into this hat, and I still probably have another 3 hours to go. But I have to be quick with that because I can quickly burn through the material. So everything I have to do, it has to be quick motions, or you get a little burn spot and all of a sudden the hat is ruined, it's not a very forgiving art. I also customize each band. Some of the things I pick up from markets in Thailand or in South America or treasures from around the world to make each piece a totally unique piece of art that you can't find anywhere else. So as you can see in this octopus hat, I have a bullet going through. These bullets are actually part of this project called AMMO. It's an organization out in Cambodia. They actually work with the young youth of Cambodia to teach them the art of jewelry making. And what's really powerful about this organization is after the Khmer Rouge, which was the genocide in Cambodia, there was millions of bullets left on the ground from the war. And this organization goes and they have people collect the bullets that are on the ground, melt it down, and create beautiful wearable art from something so tragic and so awful in their community. And this is one of my favorite organizations to work with. So it's really cool about the online marketplace is it gives you opportunity to reach clients all over the world. I have shipped to Australia. I've shipped several pieces to Europe. Actually one piece to Japan, in fact. So it's been really cool to have my products not just local here in Williamsburg, Massachusetts, but across the globe. So in addition to hats and crowns, I also am a felt designer. I work for a fair trade wholesale company called Z Handmade, and I hand make the original pieces that you see here. And then we work with Tibetan refugee women living in Nepal to recreate it for an income generation source. So as the designer of these fun felt projects, I always have to do a lot of research to see what is trending, what is in fashion for each year. And I probably spend I don't know, a month or two doing some massive research of what is happening and what is interesting in the market. So these bags are done by an organization called Freeset that is based out in Calcutta, India. I had spent a long time working with this organization. They are right in the red light districts. A lot of these women were taken as young children and forced into prostitution for most of their lives. They have no education. They're shameful to their family, and they don't know what to do once they're free. This organization provides a safe home for them, education, basic learning of how to read and write, childcare for their children, and they teach them the art of sewing. So these bags right here tell more than a story of a simple bag. It tells a story of freedom. So I joined Feel Good Shop Local back in 2024, right before the Big E. That was actually my introduction to Feel Good Shop Local. And the Big E was actually an event that I dreamed of doing. And when I got a call from Feel Good Shop Local, they suggested that I join the team. I was completely floored and excited. It was 1 month before the Big E, and I did not have hundreds of inventory, but it was worth it. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into making the Big E happen last year, and it literally made my business. It gave me everything I needed to get my business going. And I literally want to cry sometimes when I think about how desperate I was to make this dream happen and how close I became to that dream with Feel Good Shop Local. So I have to go finish off a new custom order right now, but thank you so much for coming to the Traveling Bohemian today. And I can't wait to see you again when you come to Williamsburg, Massachusetts.